Yep.
There we go. I do that sometimes.
There we are.
See if there's
All right.
some people.
Deb, you have any public communications? No. Huh? Approval of the minutes of April 24th.
Make a motion to approve the minutes of April 24th.
Yep, is there a second?
Second.
Okay.
Abstain, I'll abstain.
You're gonna abstain. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And you're one abstention. Okay. That brings us down to new applications.
Right. Loading people
Yep.
here.
That's the car wash
Yeah, I'm just gonna,
that we have seen before. It
Yeah.
came in.
no, this is new.
This is a different one?
Yes,
Yep.
it is.
Oh, it's not the one we saw before. Oh, okay. I thought
This
it
is the
was.
one that came in after they sent out the notice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
I am in us. There we go.
Good evening.
Come on in, don't worry about it.
All right, you're
All
up.
set?
Go to it.
All right, thank you.
Needs to turn it on.
So,
We did to get this.
Is this on?
We
Oh,
did
yeah,
get
no, it's
this
not.
through the mail.
Wait, hang on.
No rush.
All right.
thanks.
So,
I looked at it before.
where's the remote?
Feel free to also have it or. Yeah, no, I project, so I don't wanna be yelling at them.
Yeah.
For the record, my name's Scott Nolan. I'm a licensed professional engineer, I work at SLR, representing the applicant, on behalf of the
Separate if
applicant.
you want. We can zoom in.
Oh, you have it.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. This property, 771 Long Hill Road, 1.1 acres, in size. It's currently mostly impervious, almost 85% impervious. The existing use is a tobacco shop. That's the Northern Light Shop. So with the proposed redevelopment of the property, will actually be decreasing the amount of impervious by 17%. And with that decrease, because it's greater than 40% existing impervious, we're accommodating for half of the water quality volume on site. We are proposed, so that's the existing aerial right there. With
Could you,
the
sorry,
Yep.
I hate to interrupt. Could you kind of locate this for us? What's next to this?
So the
Or-
property to the northeast is the mattress firm.
Oh,
And
I know exactly.
yep,
Okay,
and it just kind of.
Those are the railroad tracks.
Go
yeah,
ahead and move the
yeah.
microphone out the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
And okay, so yeah, we're proposing some rain gardens. One of these will have like a high level overflow with like a dome grate. And the other is gonna have a like riprap spillway, which isn't shown on the aerial, but we do have it in the details on the site plans. So. Yeah, we're keeping the existing watersheds the same, decrease overall in impervious, but we're not sending, the drainage patterns are gonna remain the same. We're not sending any additional flow to the state system in Long Hill Road. And we're, maintaining the same split as before and basically just decreasing the overall impervious surface.
Question,
Yep.
how can you? If it's a car wash, that's a lot of water. Where does it all go then? If
So
they're
they-
not increasing.
So the actual water inside the facility is like contained. And they actually have like a water recovery system, and Frank, I don't know if you can speak more to that. But a lot of the water that is used in the actual process is actually recycled.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, they've kind of developed their system, I don't know the actual percentage, but
It's about 70%.
70, yeah.
Wow.
It's pretty significant, so there, there's the oil water separators, and then the grease trap, there's a series of them, but there is like the recycling aspect of the water inside the.
Where does the other
30%, yeah.
So there, we are proposing a connection to the sewer, and we've been in talks with the engineering department on that, so.
So discharge to the sewer system.
Yeah,
So there is more. He said there was no increase. There has to be an
Well,
increase. then.
that's going to the sewer though.
the
instead of-
storm.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
oh,
sorry.
okay.
That
Yeah, there we go.
there,
Yeah.
So, yeah, so maintaining existing drainage patterns, we're not sending any additional, even though the site is changing, we have the building running more parallel to Long Hill Road existing conditions, but even under the proposed conditions, we're not sending additional water, and that basically allows us, we're trying to avoid any sort of analysis of the state drainage system, because if you were to increase the amount of water going there, you would have to do an analysis if the existing pipe, storm sewers pipe system is adequate to now receive additional water. So we wanted to avoid doing that, so we're decreasing the impervious area and accommodating for the water quality volume via the 2 rain gardens that we have on site. So and we're trying to meet all of the design standards. We have the landscaping, bike racks. We're kind of maintaining. We're in coordination with the architect. He's aware of how the building is supposed to look and everything like that as well. So
When it snows, if it snows,
what?
since last winter,
Yep.
where does the snow go?
So we could definitely do a breakdown of like a snow storage plan if you guys would be interested to see
Oh, yeah.
see that. Yeah, we could definitely do that for you. But we'll definitely be able to accommodate that.
Yeah, because the snow is bound to have a lot of salt in it with all the cars and
Yep.
Mhm. What is the plan for the construction of this building? Obviously, will be demolished
Yep.
and a new building. And I'm wondering about the impervious surfaces that are there. Are they gonna be removed and new?
Yeah, we're gonna definitely remove and replace.
Right,
There's no telling what kind of condition they're in. I was gonna suggest a site walk. I know that's usually desired by the
Yeah.
staff. I've been to the site myself and doesn't seem like I would want to reuse anything that's there
Yeah.
necessarily.
yeah,
Some of the demolition, I think they will send the for use of wrap, which is recycled asphalt pavement. So some of the stuff they crunch up can actually go back into the kiln and
Yes,
they can
I see.
get the
Yeah.
asphalt oils out
Got
of it and you reuse it in construction,
Yeah.
but that's not really our purview. That's kind of, I think, what the contractor would
Yeah.
do and use their connections, so. But there's no plan at this time to, reuse any of the existing impervious stuff that's there.
Right.
We want it to be a kind of a, nice looking facility and with all
Yeah,
brand new stuff to
makes sense.
get going, so.
about depth underneath. I know car washers go down in the ground. Have you done borings and this ledge there?
No, we haven't done any sort of borings yet. I know that via the sanitary sewer, I know that our connections and stuff are gonna work via gravity. But we haven't done any sort of analysis on the soils, kind of be like a geotechnical investigation, which we could do. But yeah, we have this generic soil groups and stuff for our drainage report and but yeah, we haven't done any sort of investigation into like the structural element. That would kind of be geotech and crossing into the architect and the structural engineer, but we would cross that bridge once we got to it for sure.
What do you mean it goes down? What do you mean?
Well, a
Why?
car wash, the car's up here, but there's a thing below where the track and all that stuff that pulls the cars along, and the
Oh,
thing below that catches the water.
Catches the water and recycles it.
And then
and
it's
stuff,
it's
yeah.
piped
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, typically how deep goes down, but the deepest part of the car wash equipment, like the reclaim stuff, is probably 3 feet. The footings are actually deeper than any of the car wash equipment.
Really?
The
Wow.
storage tanks and oil water separators, those are deeper. But structurally, it's really the building that's the deepest part.
What about the boundaries between the other neighbors?
So, I'm glad you asked. There's actually an existing 25-foot easement here with the neighbor mattress firm to the north. We're basically trying to eliminate or, not interfere with any of their day-to-day operations. I'm not sure if a conversation's been started with them yet. It has. But, the idea was we want to maintain the traffic patterns in that area. We have to grant access for customers at mattress firm to leave out of that exit, and they have rights onto that 12.5-foot stretch to leave, just like our property has 12.5 feet to enter the site. So currently, this is kind of our best approach at not changing versus the existing conditions there on the exit and entrance. Our car queue would pretty much be limited to here, to not interfere with that. In a discussion with them, this could, if they're open to changing it, that might open some doors to allow us to explore other options, but it hasn't been, nothing's been solidified yet on that. So, for now, we're respecting the easement and we're not touching it. And it as it currently is, when I came to the site, this is all impervious surface, this 25 foot swath between the two buildings, and the aerial doesn't line up perfectly, but it's basically the distance from building to building is that 25-foot easement. And there's a dumpster back here, but it didn't seem like this back area was really like being used. It's kind of just like general access for both properties, and it makes more sense on just this front part of it along Long Hill, more so than extending all the way back. But
The Planning and Zoning Commission will certainly have
Yeah.
some concerns about that, but it's unlikely that it's going to impact the wetland permitting for this. I do think we probably should site walk it. I mean, it's a very small, narrow wetland that's constrained by the railroad track in the rear
Yeah.
and then the development along Long Hill Road. So you probably want to look at the quality of that wetland, given how close the development will be and how close the existing development is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's that yellow line?
the wetland line is the one in the rear of the property, and then that is the upland review area is the other.
That's the
lines.
100-foot.
Yep. 100
Yep.
foot upland review
Yep.
area.
It's already developed though.
Right.
Right. So
Yeah.
really the
Yeah,
of
wetland
course,
boundary
and
is
it'll be
right on the
less.
back property line.
But I'll
It's
stress,
covered.
we're no proposed direct wetland impacts, so we're staying out of the wetland. We're not advancing any closer to where the existing impervious limits are. We kind of held that line in the back. The proposed plantings will be a little bit closer than the existing development, but you'll kind of see in the sidewalk that the existing pavement does stretch pretty close to that wetland boundary, and it's kind of just like overgrown, and because of the existing drainage patterns kind of just sheet flow back there. There's like 2 escape channels that it actually gets through. There's a existing catch basin like here that's like all silted up, and like I think it's kind of functioning, but it's more just like a trash collection area. So we're definitely open to improve in that manner, because I know they take good pride in their car washes. So I think this will be.
All the cars enter on that little thing there.
Yeah, so they would enter here. This is the easement that we're talking about, and the existing property does have an entrance over here. But with the circulation of the cars, we were thinking it might And we do have traffic, our traffic engineering services working on coordinating with the DOT to kind of get their blessing on what they would like to see, you know, whether this ends up going to a right-hand turn only or something like that, or if they're okay with us, since we're eliminating, you know, the egress into the site, you know, kind of keeping a right turn and a left turn lane, so we'll hopefully by planning and zoning have a more you know, clear approach on what the state would like to see as far as the egress.
So we should look, huh?
What's
We
that?
should look.
Oh, yeah, we should definitely look at it. Well, you can finish.
Just
up.
yeah, and just a question, do we usually join you guys on that sidewalk, or do you guys?
Usually,
Okay,
Yep, so we'll give you notice of it.
okay.
I don't have to. It's a hike from Cheshire.
I'll come down if you need me to, don't worry.
So as you look at dates that work for you, there is another application on your agenda that is just a little bit up the road that you may
Yeah.
also want to site walk.
Good
So in
idea.
choosing your time, you know, you might want to, well, actually, it's light for a long time, so we can probably work with your schedule. So what day looks good?
Have to be a Monday, Wednesday, Monday, Wednesday or Friday for me.
What's that?
Monday,
couldn't do
Wednesday
Tuesday or
or
Thursday.
Friday.
Monday, Wednesday, or
Can't do
Friday?
Friday.
How about Monday?
I mean,
Monday's all right.
this coming Monday is a holiday.
Yeah, let's
that's
not
true.
do that.
I'll be here. if need be.
No,
No,
let's
no,
not
no,
do
no,
that.
no, we're not
No.
doing that.
Could you do Wednesday?
I think
I
so.
think so.
Yeah, in the afternoon sometime.
Yeah.
After you get out, what time you get out?
It's gonna be 3:30 to
good
4 would
point.
be good.
So, okay, so the 29th is also our next community conversation, so if we
Oh,
could avoid
yes.
that date, it would be really good for
Yeah,
us.
I do.
Okay.
I wanna go to that too. so-
Yeah.
Following Monday.
There you go.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
following Monday. That's.
So the
Yeah,
following
Monday?
First Monday. in June.
is the 3rd.
Yeah.
Okay, what,
3:30,
4 o'clock, 3:30?
3:30 I could do.
We could do 3:30 and then we'll do the other one at 4.
4, there you go.
whatever,
Yeah,
You know,
The 3rd.
Okay.
great. Good.
That was pretty much it, unless Megan, the project attorney, has anything to comment on that I may have missed.
No, I think you got it all, Scott.
Oh.
Any additional questions?
Is the town likely to approve the entrance on that?
So we will be reviewing the circulation pattern on here. I know planning and zoning will have some concerns about it, and these guys are aware of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we're
but-
trying to get like
Yeah.
some feedback from the state as well, to see
Yeah.
the state road,
it's
so.
a busy road.
Yeah, we're gonna, they're doing a pretty in-depth analysis, we've done traffic counts at the 3 closest intersections, we've done traffic count at the existing property, and I think even the 2 adjacent properties as well, so they're kind of compiling all of that the data and putting together kind of a report that'd be, you know, submitting to the state. Get there.
You know, our interest is in the
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So we try to hold that line and not induce any direct impacts or anything like that. So,
right.
Is that a row of bushes there?
yeah, just a landscaping, I know the train tracks are kind of like up on the hill. I think it was more just to kind of screen the wetlands, but if you guys are.
And maybe use native plants. or
Yeah,
something that
exactly,
all-
yeah, and we've had that discussion with our LAs to
Okay,
do native species if that was
Yeah.
desired, so if that is, I'll make sure that they're only using native
Okay.
species, so.
Yeah, being that close to the wetlands,
They could plant a row of blueberries and then it would attract the birds and the birds would crap on the cars and.
You have to watch.
They recycle.
Always thinking.
Yeah, something else.
You're diabolical.
What's the, the subscription base, so they can come back as long as many times as they want.
Yeah.
I like your thinking. As long as they get them back here.
Yeah,
They-
exactly.
so they go through the tunnels.
Great,
Awesome.
thank you.
Pleasure, thank you so much.
Now, are you gonna be doing other things than the car wash, i.e. detailing, no,
Just exterior car wash,
just car wash?
Hmm.
no full service, no.
No.
inside vacuums. Yeah, just.
Yeah,
There are the back stalls on the south.
Yeah,
side,
self-service
but those are
Yeah.
self-serve,
Yeah.
Yeah, self-serve.
Vacuum.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, sorry.
got it.
Great, thank you.
Awesome.
All right.
Thanks.
Is that your guy?
Yeah, we gotta
Yeah.
promote him.
All right, pending application, commercial redevelopment, 350 Long Hill Road.
We can kick her off.
It's,
From-
we're doing this
Yeah,
virtually, so hang on a
117.
minute.
Jim, you wanna, we can classify this.
Oh, you certainly can if you
Yeah.
want to before you move on.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, I think before we move on, we're
Yeah.
gonna classify it. Yeah,
I'll make a
definitely
move to
minor.
do that.
What are you trying to do?
Called again?
Oh,
What's that?
Where's the one?
To give this
You do it in
current
3 dots.
application, yeah, I make
Yeah.
a motion to classify it
Oh,
as a
wow.
minor, the car wash on Long Hill Road. I'll put it on.
And I'll second it.
Okay,
Certainly, in a
comments?
minute.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions? All right, there you go.
Great.
And we have our sidewalk set up for the void.
June 3rd,
Yep.
3:30.
All right. Commercial redevelopment, 350 Long Hill.
Doesn't look like a woman to me up there.
Are we going to?
He-
Three
he-
fifty or
okay.
we
Name,
going-
No, we're good.
But it's a man.
He'll share his
Yeah.
screen.
So,
Great, thank you.
It changed
Oh,
it.
they changed it, okay.
He may want to share his screen.
here we go.
Good evening, everyone. Can everyone see that screen?
All
Yep.
good, yep.
Perfect. For the record, Brian Panico with Cole Civil and Survey, here representing the applicant, WNT Properties. So this is a 2.81 acre site in the CR zone. This is a former restaurant, Kings Highways to the kind of northwest, Long Hill, fronts on Long Hill Road, and then Bridge Street is to the south. So this property, what we're showing you here is the kind of the overall plan of development with some of the background image, just to give you a better sense of where everything is. So currently the main building, which we're showing in this lighter yellow here, sits up front, facing Long Hill Road. There's a pretty extensive parking lot around that building, and then 2 other parking lots off of it as well. There's actually 2 curb cuts off of Kings Highway and another curb cut off of Bridge Street for access. And on this map as well, we're showing you the green outline here is the wetlands boundary that was flagged flagged by Ian Cole and surveyed by our company. And the blue line here represents the 100-foot upland review line. And then we also have shown a purple line here to show you 200 feet, just to give a little more scale and a little more proximity, just so you could see kind of how the site is already developed. And then as we move forward, how what we plan on doing to continue the development of that site. So I will move on to just another image here. So this is the proposed application of the site. We're proposing an addition off of the existing building, as well as a patio, an outdoor patio. And then kind of more or less this site is basically just redeveloping and relaying out all of this parking, trying to make it a little more efficient, trying to make it a little more formalized. There was a lot of just kind of broken pavement into brush areas. The applicant would basically like to just, as part of adding this addition and this proposed patio, clean all of that up, formalize everything. We were eliminating the curb cut that was located that second curb cut on Kings Highway, reducing the amount of impervious on this lower parking lot along Bridge Street, and just formalizing that as well. We're also proposing a handful of drainage improvements, water quality improvements, along this entire portion of the site that abuts, is the closest abutting to the wetland, which again, just to be clear, the wetland is actually on the state of Connecticut property. So there is no actual physical wetland on this property, but you can see it is very close, and then the extents of the kind of already developed area are within the upland review area as well. Along that whole row of parking, we're proposing filter strips and infiltration strips. So instead of the current condition where the water just kind of flows off of the parking area into the grass and then down toward the wetland, we're proposing that stone infiltration just to get more of that water in the ground, let it filter before it's allowed to, so it can't reach the wetland without filtration first. We're also proposing 2 catch basins in these locations. Corner of this parking area, either corner of this parking area, with an infiltration system between those as well. So that will collect all of the water from this parking area. There is already an underground infiltration system for the existing impervious surface on site. And then we also have a water quality basin at this end of the parking lot and more of that infiltration strip. Again, trying to provide as much water quality for the stormwater runoff as we can. There's also a substantial amount of kind of replanting trees, bushes around the site. We're proposing sidewalks to formalize pedestrian crossings. But overall, this entire site, the existing impervious surface is about 1.7 acres. Our proposed impervious surface is 1.76 acres, so 0.06 acres of increase in impervious surface overall, and essentially just upgrading the stormwater system to handle all of the flows of today versus the previously designed system for that. So also can see on this little note here, within 200 feet of the upland review area, the total disturbance of the upland review area is about a little over ½ an acre and about 1/4 of an acre in the 100-foot upland review. The actual change from this project, the development of this project, is even less than that, so 0.055 within the 200-foot upland review area, and 0.005 acres of disturbance, or only 200 square feet of disturbance actually within the 100-foot upland or additional impervious, area disturbance in the upland review. And that actually happens right in this one location where we're proposing that filtration strip. Aside from that, everything that's already developed on this site within that 100-foot review, none of that's changing. Basically, the parking lot is just getting resurfaced, and we're changing these spaces from being head-on spaces to angled, and a 2-way aisle to a 1-way aisle, and adding in that strip. So basically, the adding of that strip is the disturbance, removing a little bit of pavement and adding that within the 100-foot upland review area. And then within the 200-foot upland review area, there is some grading that's going to occur in this location. But also wanted to point out and note, essentially just the area within that 100-foot line, and probably from about basically everything southeast of the proposed addition and proposed patio is the only stormwater that actually flows toward that wetland. Other than that, the site actually substantially, everything goes substantially downhill toward those 2 lower parking areas. We have done soil testing out here. These are D-type soils. So we did go do percolation tests in the areas of the underground systems where we're proposing them in these infiltration strips. 20 to 30 minute rates for infiltration is what we found, and that was after pre-soaking the systems. So we expect, as designed with everything that we've designed, even during a very large storm, the 100-year storm, which would fill up these systems, it would take about 8 to 12 hours for those to drain fully. And then most of these systems or 100% stored on site through the 100-year or through the 50-year storm. And we have a very small amount of water actually leaving these systems during the 100-year storm. We're seeing an overall decrease in runoff pretty substantially through through all of the design storms. So again, just to kind of recap that. So this kind of overlay with the light gray over top of the site is what our proposed parking lot surfaces look like. And then you can see kind of in the background of this where there's some existing pavement that's being removed, kind of along the face of the building here. In these two locations below that parking lot, but again, maintaining the same impervious surface and the same pavement line along that southeast portion of the building closest to the wetlands. So if anybody has any questions, I'd be happy to answer those at this time, or if you'd like me to jump back and forth between either of those two images, you can do that as well.
I have a question. Was there a consideration of putting that addition on the other side away from the wetlands?
I think internally, the building internally, I should say, with the basically trying to reuse the existing infrastructure as much as possible, so not having to tear down the building and redo it. This location made the best sense for actually being able to utilize as much of that existing building as possible.
What's the difference in the two yellow sections? There's two different colors of yellow.
Yep, so the lighter yellow is the existing building, and that darker kind of orangey yellow is the proposed addition to the building.
Oh,
And then I had another question, like you talked about the amount of impervious surface and so forth and the contrast between the past and the future. What did you say what the percentage of the impervious surface is in the entire piece?
Let me see, I can get that number right now. Right now, I believe the entire site is about 60% impervious.
do you need all that parking?
I believe so, yes. And just going through the required minimum number of parking spaces per the zoning regulations is 120. The required maximum would be 172, and we're proposing 150. So kind of right
Oh,
in the middle of that. Yeah, so even according to the zoning regs, there could technically be 20 more parking space, 21 more parking spaces on this site. There's the applicant for this, they've developed these all over the state of Connecticut. This is the number that they felt comfortable with. The last thing that they want to do is have people, parking on the grass or parking up and down streets when there's no parking. And we've done similar projects for them where we have had to go in and redesign parking lots simply because they're actually having that problem, even with the large number of spaces like a site like this. So I think that the goal is to try to do it once and not run out of spaces and have to come back and try to do something else again to solve another problem.
All right. Deb?
Nope, I don't have anything. Actually, Bryce is going to be handling this one. So classifying it? You comfortable classifying it, or do you want to wait until you look at the wetland?
Well, I mean, there's not much happening to the wetlands. They're
No.
already there. So I'd say
A
we're
minor.
headed for a minor
Yeah.
again.
I agree.
Need a motion on that.
I will move to classify this property to minor.
second it.
Okay, discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions? All right, minor. And we're going to walk it right after
Hmm.
Right,
on the.
Is it
3rd.
another restaurant?
it is. Right, yeah,
Mm.
this is another restaurant. It's just an addition on the restaurant.
Yeah.
That's right.
So Brian, is that amenable to you or your team to walk it at 4 o'clock on was it
Third.
June 3rd?
Yep, June 3rd, 4 o'clock. That should be no problem for us.
Great.
Great.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you.
Boy, Long Hill Road's getting a lot of action.
Right.
You're not
Yeah,
kidding.
This is what
Yeah.
Applebee's was.
Oh, really?
It's what?
Applebee's.
No,
That's
this-
right.
No, I know, it's that
Yeah.
one that's out of business.
Yeah.
It's the other side.
It's like
That one's.
This,
sports bars.
Applebee's is still going.
Near Olio.
I think.
yes,
Oh,
it's a
it's
former 99 restaurant.
That's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, 199?
The 99
Nice.
restaurant.
99
Yeah.
restaurant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where Valenti's Volkswagen used to be.
Yes.
Sort of
A
lives here
long
on the-
time.
Oh, that was a
There
long
we
time
go.
ago.
But we've been around for a while.
Yeah. All
All
right,
right.
next.
It's not Long Hill Road, is it?
Yes, it is.
It is.
Okay.
There it is, right there.
There it is. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah,
It's much nicer having the plan here.
Hmm. Yeah, I like it better here too.
I think it's slide a little.
Well, we
bit
can
easier.
lay them out
And I'll-
for you
I
next
can
time. Just mention
zoom
that,
into it.
okay?
Yeah, I apologize.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I understand too. Yeah.
I
Just
will
let us
say that the plans that he showed were much probably easier to digest with regards to the wetland and
Yeah.
wetland review area.
So where are we now?
All right, for the record, Tyler Chitelli, 355 Research Parkway, Meriden, Connecticut. Project engineer. And I'm presenting 350 Long Hill Road. So the property is located on the corner of the intersection between Culver Ave and Long Hill Road, 350 Long Hill. The existing condition is an Applebee's.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
This is the
This is
Applebee's.
the Applebee's. The proposed condition, we're proposing to switch the use to a coffee shop with drive-through and a healthcare office. So the building will be just split in half. Same building, the building gonna be reused, but they're gonna put a divider up. So it'll be 2 entrances and we'll have 2 uses.
So there's no change in the footprint.
The only change is there's a drive-through window being added.
Oh,
But other than that, no change in the footprint. There's actually gonna be a reduction in the parking spaces. So existing was 125. We're actually reducing to 72 parking spaces.
hmm.
There's actually gonna be a reduction in impervious area as well. So there's approximately 7% reduction in impervious, which is roughly 5,000 square feet.
Good.
In terms of the rest of the site, most of it will just be reused. Most of the modifications is actually on this side of the site here. We're reconfiguring the parking, which there used to be a whole parking area right here. Now it's being reconfigured into a bypass lane and then a drive-through lane.
Hmm.
The
And
drive-through is up in that front corner.
yeah, the drive-through is right here.
Yeah,
Oh,
And then there's a bypass around it, so you don't have to
Yeah.
wait in the drive-through. You don't want to.
hmm.
And then the additional impervious that we're getting is right here. And some impervious areas being added right here. There used to be a parking lot areas
Mhm.
that were eliminated. The building coverage, 6.5%. Roughly staying the same, like I said. We're adding about 8 trees to the site. This existing was 20, there's gonna be 26. So,
Did you point out the wetlands and you
Yeah.
know, the upland review?
sure. So the wetlands are actually not on site
Right.
here, they're off site. And then the upland review area is right here in the top corner.
Uh-huh.
So, if I go to this plan, this is also the site plan, just not colored.
Mm,
We have it shaded in just where the upland review area is.
And that's already disturbed.
It's already disturbed. Some changes we're making in this area, we're actually pulling the pavement edge farther away from the property line. There used to be more parking stalls here. We're pulling it away a little bit just because unnecessary impervious.
Yeah.
And then with that change, there's obviously going to be seating and plantings and stuff like
Mhm.
that. The other change is there's actually a catch basin right here. Oh, actually, it's right here in the existing conditions. We're just relocating it so it's within the pavement. And there will be a little bit of pavement removal and trenching associated with that. So that's the only structure within the upland review area. So in terms of drainage for this site, the whole site drains to an existing underground detention system, which eventually makes its way to the Culver Ave system. So nothing goes to the wetlands. There is an existing oil grit separator on site, which treats about half of the site currently. We're adding a hydrodynamic separator, which will treat the other half. So essentially the whole site will have some sort of water quality treatment for that. And it'll be sized appropriately to achieve the water quality standard. Let's see. There's approximately like 450 square feet of pavement trenching within the upland review area. And then we're actually removing 270 square feet of pavement in the actual upland review area. The other thing is the total site is 1.75 acres. I guess I did not say that. And the limit of disturbance just for this project is 1.42. So we're not even disturbing this whole site there, 1.2 acres. And yeah, pretty minor, I would say, modifications to this site. So there's not a whole lot going on there. They're trying to reuse as much pavement as possible. So you'll notice that there's this dot hatch here. That's the only areas that pavement actually will be replaced on site here. So I'm not sure if anyone has questions, concerns, comments. I can keep going through.
So all your water, any water's being detained underground and then out into
Culver Ave.
Culver Avenue system.
Yep, I think there's a manhole that goes right to it.
Yeah. Okay.
Does one of these pages compare old and new?
Can show you, so this is the site plan here. We actually took off the old stuff. This one is the drainage and grading and drainage plan, which does have old stuff in the background. So you can kind of see, you can kind of see where existing, pavement was and curb limits. So you can see there's parking stalls along here being removed, parking stalls within this island here being removed. Parking stalls and pavement limits being pulled forward or away from the wetlands there. Like I said, most of it is just modifications to this side. We're also adding a ramp on the far left there for me, but pretty far away from the wetlands there.
What did you say? A ramp for what?
Yeah, just a ramp to the sidewalk on Culver Ave.
Oh.
Yeah, pedestrian ramp.
All right, other questions?
I guess not.
There was an exit. Does that a shared exit with the Hampton Inn? On the left side?
Culver Avenue.
No, the other side.
So there's the pass through that will be shared between property owners. Is that what you're referring to? Yeah. So the developer is in talks with the neighbor to make sure that happens.
Mm.
And the entrance on Culver Avenue, is that currently
Yeah.
where it is?
Yeah, there's no change to that.
Mm.
This medical office, is this a doctor's office, urgent care?
I believe it's some sort of like urgent care facility.
Mm. Well, we could classify this too.
You already did.
We did.
Yeah,
Yep,
this is
they,
the second-
this is the second time around, so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
as a
we've done
minor.
this before.
You may not have been at the meeting.
I don't think.
I think that's right.
It's making me nervous.
We want to make.
Yeah,
a-
this was the first time I've seen it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll make a motion to, is it all right?
Yeah, of course. Does anyone else
Yeah.
need a copy of the motion?
No.
I think
Yeah,
we sent them, but you want a copy?
Yeah,
I printed one out.
Hmm.
thank
So I'll
you.
make a motion to approve Inland Wetland Agency number 24-0003, the commercial redevelopment at 350 Long Hill Road. For the regulated activity of the disturbance of 2,671 square feet of upland review area associated with the removal of pavement and modification of the existing stormwater system. This permit is subject to the 4 standard conditions and the following modification. The limits of disturbance shall be marked in the field and inspected by town staff prior to the start of construction.
We have a second?
Second.
Okay. Discussion? All right, all those in favor, say, signify by saying aye. Aye,
Aye.
opposed, extensions. You're all set.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I like the colored.
Thank you. Yeah.
That's very helpful. It really is. I wish more people did that in their applications.
That makes it clear.
No, that's good.
Was that your idea?
We have someone that's very good at it.
Yeah, well, they need a raise. Okay. Okay.
Good evening. Okay. I don't really have anything at all. Do you have anything, Deb?
Just a couple of things. Just to remind you, on the 29th is our last spring community conversation at the library. This one is Civics 101, basically how to participate in government. So I know you all know how to do that, but maybe your neighbors don't. So please invite them. There will be food.
Mhm. I'm coming for the food.
There you go. That's good. That's good.
I think it's a really good idea.
It's
Maybe
such a good idea.
Yep.
should promote some people.
And the housing thing was so good.
Was it? That's good. I'm glad you
It was
enjoyed it.
excellent.
Good.
I learned a lot and it was great.
My question about that was, were they talking Groton with Groton City or just,
They were. It was
Mm.
all of Groton.
yeah,
That's
that
right.
was a little dubious
Yep.
because all the slides said town of Groton,
Sure. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but that whole thing is so confusing anyway.
Yes.
Right.
No comments.
And then the other thing I had a call late last week from someone who didn't identify themselves, concerned about some storage behind Johnson's hardware. So I'm gonna be checking that out. You know, there are wetlands way in the back there, so,
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, there's some wet areas back there.
There, yeah, definitely. Yep.
Of course, it's been
I
there.
went in the back,
Yep.
they must have 100 lawnmowers.
I, they,
waiting to be
I know they
fixed.
do. I
It
know.
is absolutely
Mm.
unreal.
I know. Yep.
And they could be they're out in the rain, they could be
Yep.
leaking anything.
Yep.
Some of them may be junkers too.
Don't know.
Mm.
But anyway, I'll let you
Yeah.
know.
Of course, they've been there since 1921.
But it's a new building.
It is
Mm.
relatively.
Relatively new,
Yeah,
when the old one burned down,
yeah,
yeah,
relatively, yeah.
yeah. All right. We ready to
Do you have a
adjourn?
question?
Mm.
All right.
Just
Mhm.
thinking about joining us?
Oh,
I'm a realtor,
Okay.
so trying to figure out, this is something.
Yeah.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
We recognize you.
Yes.
Into the community.
Yes, you did. We
conversation.
definitely reckon, no, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's good you came here, you know, it's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
We're one of the boards that get along.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not all, you don't say that about all of them.
right. It's
The only minus is there's no food. That is true.
no food,
That is
no.
true.
There's no what?
No food.
No food.
Oh, well, oh, well.
Yeah, yeah. Well, if you join, you can, you know, bring cookies or sandwiches. I bet.
Ah. Me too. I made salmon for lunch.
Oh, yeah.
And you didn't bring it.
No.
I had it for lunch.
He ate it.
Oh, well. All right.
These
the motion-
sidewalks are really fun. The sidewalks, they're very enjoyable.
Yeah.
But you have to wear sensible shoes.
Definitely.
Yeah, I understand, actually along those lines, the one that's at, the Northern Light site, the car wash site, I understand there's a good deal of poison ivy, so just be aware of that.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Thank you
Yep.
for
Yep.
alerting us. I don't think of it having much of anything. It looks so,
no, in the back towards
Yeah,
the
the
one track
wetland,
line,
yeah.
there's definitely.
Yeah, back
scrub
towards the
that-
train
Yeah.
tracks is all overgrown.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, we have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? None. None.
Right, thank you.